New Lyft drivers, limited time offer, 30 days, 100 rides, $6,000 guarantee. That's $60 a ride. Hey everyone, my name is Chris and this is the Rideshare Guy. And today we're going to be talking about these crazy offers that Lyft and even Uber are offering drivers to come on the platform and start driving. Now this is different from drivers who take time off and are getting certain promotions. Nothing like what I just said, but we're going to be talking about this type of offer that they're offering. Why aren't they offering the same amount to bring drivers back? Why aren't they offering anything for current drivers who have been driving? All right, so one of the biggest things is Uber claims that they're going to put a $250 million stimulus to try to get drivers to come back on the platform who used to drive but took off during the pandemic, and also to try to attract new drivers. And Lyft has said something very similar. Now, they didn't give a price, though, on what they're going to offer, but this one says $6,000 guarantee for giving 100 rides in 30 days. Now, that's $60 a ride. Now, I don't know about you, but that is a crazy nice offer. Now, this is not for drivers to come back to the platform. No, this is for new drivers to sign up and use the platform. Why are there such huge discrepancies when it comes to how these companies are actually treating their drivers? Because you have three segments, really. One segment is a brand new driver, getting a $6,000 guarantee for giving 100 rides, which again averages to $60 per ride. So even if you're giving the minimum ride, that's pretty good. So you probably will see a very nice return after you give those 100 rides. Now, not only that, then there's the second tier of people, which is the drivers that took time off and stopped driving during the pandemic. And then there's the third tier of drivers who either did take time off but already came back maybe mid-pandemic or never stopped driving at all. And Uber and Lyft are treating each segment very differently. So we did talk about that first segment already, which is brand new drivers. Now let's talk about that second segment of drivers, which are drivers who took time off and are trying to be coursed back into driving. And this is coming with much different bonuses altogether, because it might be a one-off type thing where they say if you give 3 rides, you'll get $100 extra, or you might give 20 rides and you might make $400 extra. It's going to vary market to market and the discrepancy of the supply and demand of who's looking for rides and how many drivers there actually are on the platform at a given time in that particular market. So again, this is going to vary. But one of the biggest things is that the difference between getting these bonus guarantees for drivers to come back is much different and much lower compared to new drivers signing up on the platform. And the most I saw when it came to a guarantee, when it was a driver coming back onto the platform, was $1,700. Now, it could have been higher, but that is pretty much all I've seen when it came to the highest for returning drivers. Now, let's talk about that third segment. And the third segment of drivers is the drivers who either came back in the middle of the pandemic and started driving again, or drivers who never took off at all. Now, there's a big discrepancy here because they're not really seeing anything when it comes to bonuses to try to bring them back because they're already on the platform. So it's really weird to see how Uber and Lyft are both going after drivers to try to entice them to either start driving, to come back to drive, or treating their drivers who continue to stay with them really not much at all. The only difference is most of the drivers who are out there are making more earnings because the supply is low comparative to the amount of rides that are being received in that particular market. So most drivers who are driving are going from one ride to the next, and there's very little downtime comparative to pre-pandemic when there were a lot of drivers on the road, but not as many rides coming in, or it was maybe at an equilibrium point. Now, you might be asking yourself, what can I do in order to take advantage of these particular offers? Well, it's going to come down and pretty much depend on what segment of driver you would classify under. So if you're under the first segment, which means you're brand new, you're signing up, you're probably going to have the best options when it comes to what type of promotions are going to be available for you. It's all based on market, and it's all based on the supply and demand. So if there's a lot of demand for rides and there's a low supply of drivers, that's going to have a really good impact for your particular bonus. And if you want to check out what it might be in your market, make sure to check the links in the description below and see what Uber and Lyft may be offering you. Now, if you're in the second segment, pretty much if you haven't been driving, you might see these bonuses where it's going to say, hey, if you come back, you will get X amount of dollars. And again, it's going to be based on market, supply, and demand. Now, if you're a driver who has been driving or came back during the pandemic, well, unfortunately, they're not giving you really anything. But if you do want to take advantage of some promotions, you can always sign up for Instacart or DoorDash, do food delivery or shopping, because they're also giving out really big promotions. So if you haven't signed up for those yet, or you haven't driven for them a while, you might be able to take advantage of those bonuses as well. So at least there's some different options. You might just have to get creative at it. And all I can say though, for drivers who are currently driving or came back during the pandemic, you're probably making more money right now than you were pre-pandemic or even when it first declined, because more riders are looking for rides. So it is pretty busy in most areas. All right, now I want to ask you, first off, if you are a person who is evaluating becoming a driver, or if you are somebody who took off for a little while and maybe evaluating coming back, what types of offers and promotions are you seeing in your particular market, and what market is it? Comment below and let us know. And then also, drivers who have come back during the pandemic or never stopped driving at all, comment what it's like for you, for your earnings, and how busy is it out there. Comment below and let us know. And if you enjoy taking advantage of these offers that Uber and Lyft are offering, or even making more money because you've always been on the road, make sure you give this video a thumbs up. And also, make sure you hit that subscribe button, ring the bell for notifications, because there's new videos each and every single week coming out that will help you become a better driver, make more money, and keep you up to date with the most up-to-date information and any changes that may be happening in the rideshare industry. All right, everyone, drive safe.